What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Queen Candy Podcast on another edition of our Sunday Positivity Talk. Hope everybody is doing good. Of course, staying safe with everything that's going on. We have had a very interesting week, y'all. Very interesting week. Had to deal with some things, with our husband, but luckily he is okay. Okay, there we go. But luckily he is okay. Um, wow. He almost had a very horrible accident last week while he was out doing Uber. A couple people decided to how can we put this? Be an inconvenience, and pretty much they robbed him. They robbed him, took his phone, and jumped out of the car. And we're not saying this to put his business out there in any way. We're just saying this leading up to our topic. Um, it was crazy. He came in. I'm just really glad, like for real, nothing seriously happened to him. You can always replace a cell phone. You can replace anything material, but people, we can try, but you just can't replace them. And this was a black on black thing. So just to make it clear, I'm not here to talk about no race, religion, nothing like that. But the whole point of us bringing that up is you never know what people are out here trying to do. Everybody out here trying to work, make money, hustle, take care of their family, a whole 9 yards. And we lack so much compassion and sympathy for other people. It is really sad when you sit and think about it, because you never know how much of an inconvenience you're being in somebody's life. But that's the sad thing. That's the sad part. We really don't care. We don't think about it at all. And to just take something from somebody, number one, that doesn't belong to you, um, just because you feel like you can, or you feel like, you're entitled, it doesn't give you the right to interrupt anybody's life. And we're just speaking in general. Um, we was upset. We were very upset. And like we said, we just glad nothing happened. But we were like, what is this world coming to? And there was some young people. And this is the generation we're dealing with now, that just do whatever they want. Even grown adults, doing whatever they want. And, sometimes we wish that you could step in other people's shoes. Maybe, just maybe a little bit. Um, it'll change your whole perspective. Taking things from other people, interrupting their life, and you just go on with yours is unacceptable to us. And we are a firm believer in karma. What you do, it always comes back full circle. We just do things and we laugh and joke, because we feel like we got one over on somebody, or we got the best of that person, but it's not always like that. You're being watched. Everything you do. This is something that we had to learn. You're being watched with everything you do. You're not really getting away with it. Not really. You always get caught up. You always mess around and do one thing to somebody else, and you mess your whole life up. You pretty much seal your own fate. And we don't think that a lot of people understand and realize that, because life is nothing really but a big joke to us, to a lot of people, we should say. Um, and we just, we understand, but at the same time, we don't. We don't even know if that makes any sense, because why take something from someone when you can just simply do the easiest route and get your behind out there and work for it? We try so hard to wrap our head around it. And yeah, we ain't gonna lie, it make us angry. We was angry. Like we said, we glad nothing happened to our husband, don't get us wrong. But it just boggles our mind, like, you just don't care? And we had to get out there and help out, which is not a problem. It's never been a problem. But, when you do things like that, something as simple as that, and not even just taking, when you sitting around gossiping, lying, cheating, doing anything wrong to other people, you know, you interrupting their life, you being an inconvenience in their life. And like we said, it's like we understand, but then we don't. We try to wrap our head around it. We do. How can people be so evil, conniving, and just angry? And I want to take in this generation of young kids instead of going to work. That's why we try to encourage our kids so much. Just go out there and work. Don't take nothing from nobody. You know what we're saying? Because it can happen to you. Like we said, what you do to other people, it always has a funny way of coming back, full circle. It's called karma. And what we always say is it got everybody address. Not saying, we've been perfect or whatnot. Like, we ain't never did no wrong. We not saying that. But, we learned the hard way. And this applied to us too, because it's how we used to be. We learned the hard way. Like, what you do to other people, it's going to happen to you. It may not happen right away. It may not happen in the same way. But still, it can happen to you as well. And then we sitting there crying, looking for some sympathy. It's crazy. Don't do it if you don't want it done to you. That's one of the many things we always say. And yeah, we was mad. Like, now we got to alter our whole life, everything we have going on, which that's nothing new. But this is something that was done to both of us, really, because it affected us too when you think about it. All because people want to steal and just take. Hello, everybody, welcome in, and just take, not realizing it, because they see you in a nice car, see you looking nice, jewelry on, whole 9 yards, and instead of asking, this is what a lot of people don't do. Instead of asking, like, how can I do that, or how can I get that? Our first thought, yes, I'm finna say, as Black people, yes, is how can I take? How can I destroy? How can I keep the separation going? But then we got the balls to turn around and say we need to stick together. Huh? Now that you got to make sense to me. That's crazy. We the ones out here causing all destruction and pain and heartache. Then want to blame it on other people, and we doing it. And that's why, hello, and that's why we, like we said, we ain't acting like we perfect or nothing like that. But that's why we try our hardest to treat people the way we would want to be treated. And it don't always reciprocate. It is what it is. But we always try to treat people the way we want to be treated. We can say we've always been straightforward. We can say that. And a lot of people took that the wrong way, like we was belittling them or talking down to them. And we like, no, I'm just probably need to work on our delivery a little bit. We will say that, but no, we're not trying to. We don't even like being talked down to, so we definitely try not to do that to other people. Whole 9 yards. We definitely try not to do that. Um, but we just be straightforward, and we just be honest. Just ask. We get these emotions, this jealousy, and I want what they got, and that's one of the places you're messing up at, because you really shouldn't be focused on what other people are doing or what they have, going on, period. Hello. Or what they have going on, period. You need to be in your own lane, worrying about you getting yourself better. That's it. That's all. People, you're going to do it mean and hateful people. Everybody want to take, and take. Like I said, if you got real people around you, that's wonderful. That's good. But majority of people, you go out there in this world with your problems, whatever you might be going through, a lot of people ain't going to care. That's what we had to unfortunately learn the hard way. A lot of people ain't going to care. Just saying. And that's all they want to do is destroy, take, and then just leave you sitting there looking like boo boo the fool, and you wondering what the hell just happened. You sitting there looking crazy because you ain't bother nobody, you ain't do nothing to nobody. Well, people want to mess with you. And the funny thing is, these little young boys didn't know it's the skills our husband have. For real. And he could have easily handled that if he chose to. But he's real adamant, and we do love that, not doing things to our brothers or our sisters, and whatnot, which is all good, and like we just said a minute ago, unfortunately, people don't reciprocate and people don't feel the same way. They just don't. Um, like we said, a lot of people, they just don't care. It just boggles our mind how you can do that to people, but when it happens to you, we don't put two and two together. Well, maybe this is because of what I did to so-and-so, 2 years ago or 6 months ago. We don't ever put two and two together. We just looking like, well, why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? That's number one thing. What did I do to deserve this? Obviously, somebody was watching. Obviously, they did something. We never, ever believe like anything happens for a reason. It does happen for a reason. It never happens by accident or by chance. Whenever you do something, you pretty much either alter your fate, seal your fate, however you want to look at it. But nothing ever happens by accident. It always happens for a reason. And yeah, some of the time it can be because of what you done did to other people. Even something simple as what you said. For real. Even something simple as what you said about another person can change your life. That's why we always and we wish, hello y'all, we wish we thought like this a few years ago. Like even the smallest, we don't care how angry you get, and the other person you're dealing with might be wrong as hell, but we wish we should have just walked away. The smallest little reaction we gave, whether we were right or wrong, it's irrelevant, but can change everything. And it can affect more than just you and the other person you trying to get back at and do stuff to, however you want to put it. It can. That's why that's that phrase. Think before you speak. Think before you act. Think before you do. We don't care what it is. Welcome in, y'all. Hello. We don't care what it is that you're doing. Think. We don't think about the consequences of nothing that we do. We just react and we just do it. We don't think things all the way through. We just jump up, we act, and we do it. Or we say it out of our mouth. Or even if it's a thought, A lot of things we do start out with the thought, just like with our husband. That was planned. He was just the unfortunate target. It wasn't an accident that they did what they did. Had our husband not been working that day, unfortunately, we really hate to say we do. It probably could have happened to somebody else. And we've heard of other people, unfortunately not surviving. We put that as best as we can. And, they have families too. People out here, whether you Uber, Lyft, whatever, DoorDash, whatever, like us, whatever you do, you putting yourself out there on the line because you never know, even delivering food, like, you never know. Somebody come out their house and start busting at you. You never know. Somebody might want to come out their house, then have a bad day arguing with their spouse or whatever. They want to take it out on you. And on you looking like, huh? Like, but what the hell did I do? That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy, man. Okay, y'all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our first little break and play some music for y'all. And we're gonna be back on the Queen Candy Podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. We're sitting here talking about basically, being an inconvenience in people's life and just taking, not getting out there working. So we're on a wide range of things today, y'all. So we will be right back. All right, y'all. And we are just like that. We are back on the Queen Candy Podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. Okay, for those that are just joining in, we are talking about this Sunday basically, taking not just, material things from other people, but trying to take people's peace, trying to take people's joy, trying to take people's happiness, whole 9 yards. And it's so crazy to us. Um, we used to do this, and it's not something we proud to say out loud, but it is what it is. Everybody got a pass. But taking things, destroying people's life, or trying to, by any means necessary, it's not cool on any level at all. It's not. And it's a lot of things we don't stop to think about when that happens. How am I affecting this person's life? How am I going to ruin this person's life? Why am I doing this? They ain't never done nothing to me. I ain't never met them a day in my life. Why? Because it's something in me or something wrong with me, whole 9 yards. And I don't want to do it the righteous way. I don't want to do it the right way. I want to take away. Because what's that phrase? Hurt people. Just like that. That's what we pretty much doing. And of course, we're going to rebuild, keep moving, and go on. But that damage has already been done. That's what we don't think a lot of people understand. It does cause damage. That person may not necessarily come for you or get revenge against you, but that does cause damage in their life. It really does. It affects them, and I don't think a lot of people really understand that. We just get out here and we hurt each other, we destroy each other, we kill each other, and then we look surprised like with the consequence or the end result. And we trying to understand that. You didn't think this all the way through, you just went out there and did it. Whatever it may be. You just went out there and did it, right? Now, why be shocked when you out there doing wrong and it ends up going wrong? Like, if you start out doing anything wrong, how you think it's going to end up? Just saying. How you think it's going to end up? It's not going to end up good for nobody. It's absolutely not. Especially for you. You're the one that orchestrated, put it together, started the whole thing. It's never going to end good. And we be shocked. Like, how did I get here? How did this happen? Why am I going through this? Because you went out and robbed somebody. You went out and took away somebody's family member away from them. You stole somebody's husband, wife, whoever. You lying, cheating, stealing, however you want to put it. How'd you think it was going to end? It's so funny because when we do stuff in our head, like, we think it's always going to end or go a certain way, and it never does. It never goes the way we thought in our head, and we laugh because we like, huh? And we'll ask somebody straight up, well, how did you think it was going to end? We know what you thought in your head. We already know this, but how did you think it was going to end up? You started out doing wrong. And another thing, we don't like to hear the truth. We don't. We want to hear what's going to make us feel good, what's going to make us feel comfortable. That's it. That's all. And that's why when it comes our way, we either find some kind of way to dodge it, run away from it, or make some kind of excuse as to why we can't fulfill our obligations, or why things going wrong for us, and we know exactly why. But we like to, as we say, play the role like we don't know, and guess that keeps us from being held accountable. We don't know what keeps us from being responsible, but you can only lie to yourself for so long. Hello, y'all. You can only lie to yourself for so long. At some point, hopefully before you leave this earth, you need to be real with yourself. I'm at the spot I am in my life because of everything I've done, everybody I've wronged, and it don't mean you are evil person, don't mean you a bad person, but at some point, you need to sit down if you haven't done already and just, you know what, I need to do something different. I need to change. I need to evolve a little better, as we like to say. We just throw that word out there and we don't even know what that word really means. I need to get from around these people. This little clique, my group, my so-called friends, it ain't working. I'm not growing. I'm still evil. I'm still mad. I'm still angry. I'm still lazy. I'm still lacking. And that's a conversation we had to have with ourselves before we came up here. We was down there in Atlanta, like, thought we was doing it. And we weren't. We was doing everything wrong. Everybody was around, didn't care. A select few people did. They helped us out when we were going through a real hard time. We won't get into it, but they did help us out. But majority didn't care. Never asked if we was okay, if we need anything, whole 9 yards. Everybody was just taking, especially the person we was in a relationship with. Everybody was just taking and taking and taking, and we need you to be here. We need you to do that. We need you to show up. We need you to walk this one way, do this, ABC, whatever. And nobody cared. So after, another traumatic experience, unfortunately, was involving domestic violence, we was like, it's time to get the hell out of here. This is not working. If I don't do something different, and this is what we said to ourselves, I'm going to wind up either dead in jail or still sitting here supporting other people, making them rich, helping them out, and I'm taking away from myself. That didn't feel good. And yeah, it's a hard conversation to have. Don't get us wrong, but it needs to happen. But if you can't keep it real with yourself, who the hell you gonna keep it real with? If you can't love yourself, who the hell how you gonna love somebody else? That's improbable. It's just never gonna happen. If you don't take care of yourself, something simple as just taking a damn shower. If you can't do that, how you gonna take care of somebody else? Let alone your kids, your husband, your spouse, whoever. And it's a phrase our husband be laughing. Our husband be laughing at us all the time, but he be like, "What's your favorite thing you say all the time?" What I like to say is make it make sense. Hello, y'all. Welcome in. Make it make sense. What's that phrase? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, something like that. If it don't, it don't. You can sit here and lie yourself all day. You can't. You can't. You can only do that for so long. Keep it real. Look, I'm messed up. I'm screwed up. I need to change. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We had to have that conversation. We thinking almost like every area of our life, we had to have that conversation. Like, yeah, I'm messed up. I done did some wrong. I done been wrong. I done been stupid. I done been blind, deaf, dumb, whole 9 yards. It is what it is. But now I realize it's just ain't working. I gotta do something different. The definition of insanity: doing the same thing over and over and think you're gonna get a different result. Huh? It's not gonna happen. Trust us. We know. We done been there. We done been in relationship after relationship thinking, okay, if I do this, even family, if I act this way, if I do this, if I support them, keep it real, be honest, be faithful, blah, blah. And this is in our head, like, it's going to end up this way. Nope, still ended up in a disaster. It was all good for a minute. All good for a minute. But then it shot to hell. And we sit here like, oh, what we all say again? Here we go again. Same story, different relationship. Here we go again. Another reason why we was like, this is not working. This ain't it. this ain't it. And now since coming up here to Chicago, our life has been, y'all, like, we're not even exaggerating. We still get on our feet and whatnot, but it's gonna sound crazy, but we can honestly say our life is a lot better now. You know, we're not surrounded by no drama, no negativity. Our husband, he's the best, supporting everything we do. And, you know, we got peace. You know, we're able to just be ourselves in our 30s for the first time in our life. Like, it's beautiful. We don't have to walk around on no pins and needles. Our kids are okay. Everybody's healthy. They're happy. And we're still alive. You know, we tend to focus, and that's why we're talking so much about, you know, taking material things and taking people's peace, because we're so focused on taking from other people. All that energy, you can take it and put it in yourself. You can put it in yourself. Work on yourself. Better yourself. Let's forget them. Let's keep them out of the equation. Focus on building better for yourself. That's what we're doing. No, so don't get us wrong. We keep in touch with everybody. You know, every now and then we check in, make sure everybody good and whatnot. But numero uno, focus on ourselves right here. Because our peace and all that stuff, it does matter. Don't let nobody fool you. You know, you want to better yourself or do something better, everybody want to get mad. They'll be all right. Welcome in, y'all. Hello. Happy Sunday. They'll be all right. Sure, get out of here with all that. Spend most of our life angry, you know, trying to find our way, find our path, where we belong at. You know, waiting for people to accept us and love us. We like, get out here. Look, this it right here. You don't like it? Oh, well. This is it. I am a beautifully flawed mess. I'm still working on myself. I'm still fixing myself. And I know for a fact I'm still going to mess up. I'm still going to make mistakes. But the point is you learn from them in the good way and you grow in the good kind of way. You know, don't be so hard on yourself like we are. When you don't do something or you mess up or whatever, and you feel like the world's worst mother or the world's worst wife or person or all that, and the outside people will try their hardest to make you feel that way because there's something wrong with them. And like we said, this ain't no shot, you know, against nobody, because we all need to work on ourselves. You know, like we said, we're still doing it. We know our husband ain't perfect. We ain't. The people around us ain't. But it's just a common sense thing where you just got to think. You know, that's the only thing we really saying. And you know that if you can't keep it real, you're just gonna keep same thing over and over. Same pattern. You're gonna be around the same people. We had to actually distance ourselves, like, and get from around them. And from what we heard, everybody supposedly was angry about it, but we was like, yeah, they grown, they'll get over it. Because not one of them people, even when we lived in Florida, not one person ever asked, are you okay? Do you need something? If they did help, there was a motive attached and they wanted something in return. It was never out the kindness of nobody's heart. It was never to make sure we was okay. It's to be able to throw it in our face later. So like we said, you know, enough was enough, for real. We had to really realize, y'all don't care. And that's what a lot of other people need to realize. You need to look out for your number one, your star player, yourself. And that's it, that's all. Okay, y'all, so what we about to do is take our second commercial break and play some more music, everybody. Excuse us. And we will be back on the Queen Candy Podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. that was nice. Just found out something new on here, so we can do with these tracks. That's wonderful. Okay, y'all. So, side note, welcome back to the Queen Candy Podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. So basically, y'all, what we about to do is give y'all last few little words of wisdom, if you will. Social media, of course, and we're gonna go ahead and get out of here and enjoy the rest of our Sunday. And we hope y'all do the same as well. So, like we said, y'all, things that's something we say on every single episode of our show. Focus on yourself. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't have these people thinking there's something wrong with you loving yourself, putting yourself first, whole 9 yards. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just because they don't want to do it or they don't feel like they should do it, they want to try to force you or make you a whole 9 yards. Don't listen to it. Me begging y'all, do not do that. You matter. Your voice matters, especially my black people, my black women. You know, not against nobody else. Your life matters. Don't have this world thinking it doesn't. And get out there and work. Nobody likes doing a 9 to 5. We know we hate it. For real, we hate it. But you know, we had to get out there and do what we had to do. And just keep going. Work them long hours because we like to have money. We had to take care of our kids. Hello, everybody. And, you know, we just don't like asking nobody for nothing. But we can only speak for ourselves. Be real with yourself. Like we said earlier, if you can't be real with yourself, who the hell are you going to be real with? If you can't love yourself, you will not be able to ever love anybody else. Welcome in, y'all. Hello. You won't. It's improbable. It's not going to happen. Because eventually the real version of you is always going to come out. Always. Put yourself first. Find what you love to do. Make it mean something to you. Don't focus on what the person is doing on the left side, you on the right hand side. You focus straight. You cannot look in your rear view mirror and in your front mirror in your windshield at the same time. There is a reason why the rear view is smaller than your windshield. Because it don't matter where you came from, it just matters where you're going. We've learned this because we've been on both sides. There is no excuse for ever doing wrong to another person. Yeah, we got our reasons, blah, 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 but there's no excuse. If you're not happy with your life or your situation, you got the power to change it. If you're not happy in a relationship, you got the power to leave. Why are you waiting on them? Cheating, that's so easy to do. It's so hard to just look somebody in the eye and just be like, you know what? I don't think this is going to work. But that's actually the easier part. We have it mixed up. Don't tell nobody your dreams. Don't tell nobody nothing you're doing. Because all they're going to do is try to talk you out of it. Or discourage you because it's something that they don't want to do. Welcome in, y'all. And a lot of people, we get scared. We get this fear. And like we said, because it's something we don't want to do or we don't believe in ourselves, we try to force that and put down other people. And last but not least, certainly not least, when you're interrupting somebody's life, it affects them. Whether we want to realize that or own up to it or not, it affects them. When you wrong somebody, when you take from them, when you steal from them, even when you so much as gossip and lie, it affects them. A lot of us ain't weak, and we know how to keep it moving. We used to be weak as hell, and allow all that to affect us. We was like, no, not anymore. Say what you want, create whatever version of us you want to create in your head, go right ahead. But you will not stop us. We will not allow you ever again. Just anybody. We will not, never, ever, ever again give anybody that power. And we meant that with every ounce of energy we got in us. We will not. Because we know we have the gift, that talent in us, not boasting and bragging. But we already know this. This is why we pushing ourselves to do something simple as a live stream on our laptop, jewelry, whole 9 yards. We know people don't want to see us succeed. We know y'all can relate. We know people don't want to see us happy. We know y'all can relate. But it doesn't matter what they think or how they feel. They don't control your destiny. You do. You control it. So why are we allowing, and we're saying that we're including ourselves, why are we allowing other people to have so much power over us? Even when somebody does something as small as what happened to our husband. Like we said, we're glad he's okay. But we ain't gonna lie, that thought went through our head that it could have went whole sideways. It could have been a lot worse. For real. And what would we have done? Of course, we would have figured it out. But we just, our lives are great is that it did not happen like that. But it still did affect us. We can rebuild. We can keep moving. Of course. But get out there and work for what you want. And yeah, we're talking to everybody. Get out there and work for what you want. Don't take. You affect people when you do that. They can be the slimiest, the grimiest, whatever. Let life and let karma deal with them. But don't take. Whenever people wrong you or do something to you, 3 words we've learned, thanks to our husband, do your worst. Whenever you feel like you can hurt us, do whatever to us, do your worst. Do whatever you feel like you're going to do, because we're not going to react. We're just going to lay back, chill, and see how it's going to play out. Simple as that, y'all. Okay, so with all that being said, y'all, thank you guys for coming through and checking out another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk on the Queen Candy Podcast. Thank you to everyone for coming and joining in, chatting with us, and chilling, listening to what we had to say. We appreciate y'all. Y'all can check us out this Sunday and every Sunday on our Sunday Positivity Talk on the Queen Candy Podcast, spreading positivity, motivation, real talk, and real topics. Same flavor here. We do that show with our husband as well. But you guys can follow us on our platforms under the Queen Candy Podcast. You can check out the Queen Candy Podcast on any podcast streaming platform. Just go type in the Queen Candy Podcast. Bam, you're going to find us right there. So don't miss us this Sunday and every single Sunday right here live, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So with all that being said, everybody, we're finna go ahead and get out of here. Play one more track for y'all. We're finna go ahead and chill for a little bit. Go ahead and make some dinner because we gotta get out here and get our DoorDash on a little bit later when hubby get back from, working a little bit. And we're gonna get out here and do that ourselves. Whole 9 yards. So y'all be safe. Take care of yourself out there, and we will talk to you guys next week on the Queen Podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. Y'all have a good one.
you.